What's good, guys? It's Entre Mike with an Entre short for entrepreneur. And with me previously running a box truck as an owner-operator, switching from that business to Hotshot, a lot of people ask me, was it worth it? And the simple answer to that is yes.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Ay, coming down like precipitation. I ain't never.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Entre Mike, and I'm back with another video. In this video, believe it or not, it's not going to be as negative as a lot of people want it to be. We're going to be going over why I believe Hotshot is a better investment than BOXTRUCKS currently right now in 2022. First, we're going to go over what they have in common, basically. Then we're going to go over how they differ, and the most important facts and why you want to watch this video, and why I think they differ the most is cost of operation. So we're going to go over those three topics in these videos. I hope you guys enjoy. I put a lot of effort into this video, so like I said, I hope you guys enjoy. So when we first look into the discussion of which one is better, you guys have to realize both of these industries, at least they can be, a non-CDL investment, meaning they're both in the LTL freight sector. So what does LTL stand for? It means less than truckload. Box trucks, usually when they're full, and same thing when Hotshot are full, are looked as a partial volume load. We're not going to get the same rates as a truckload rate. Box trucks usually range in sizes of 10 feet to 26 feet. I've seen 28 feet, but on average, you'll usually see a box truck that's profitable at 24 to 26 feet. With Hotshot, it's a little different. You can have anything. You can have like a bumper pull that's 20 feet up to gooseneck trailers, which are installed into the bed of the truck, that are anywhere from 25 to 30 feet long. And they could include mega ramps, which would allow you to haul cars, but we're going to get into all of that and the differences too. So another great thing about both of them is that you don't need a CDL to invest into it. As long as you stay under the 26,000 gross vehicle weight rating, otherwise known as GVWR, you could be in compliant to be a non-CDL owner-operator. So basically all of that, for the straight truck, it just means that when you're looking at the VIN and the GVWR, which is the rating for that truck and what it can hold, it has to be under 26,000. Now that does not mean you can carry cargo up to 26,000 pounds. You have to take your truck or truck and trailer, go to a weight scale, preferably go to like a Love's or a TA, someone who has a CAT scale. Weigh your truck and trailer. Usually you'll be around 15, maybe 14 to 16,000 pounds. That's your gross vehicle weight. And then you subtract 26,000. Then you subtract that from 26,000. So if your vehicle weighs 16,000 pounds and your rating is 26,000, it'll allow you to hold 10,000 pounds of cargo. Now with Hotshot, it's a little different from BOXTRUCKS, being that it's a combination vehicle. So we're gonna go ahead and go into the first, the differences with BOXTRUCKS and Hotshots. So one of the first differences is that, like I said, Hotshot is a combination vehicle. So it's truck and trailer. BOXTRUCKS are a straight truck. It's all together. So when backing and parking, BOXTRUCKS is gonna be a little easier. Now, I'm not saying BOXTRUCKS is the easiest. It still has a blind spot, as well as every other, pretty long vehicle, or all vehicles. We all have blind spots. So on a bigger vehicle, they're going to naturally be bigger. Along with Hotshot being a combination vehicle, because it's a combination vehicle and you want to scale more weight than 26,000, you'll have to get a Class A license. But for the straight trucks, you'll only need a Class B in order to scale more weight for a straight truck, or anything like a school bus, a fire truck. You don't need a Class A, you just need a Class B. Also, another thing they have in common is that they both have a very low entry. So because you can go get basically commercial financing from a lot of different places, a lot of lenders are willing to loan to new businesses. It's fairly easy to get financing, in my opinion, when the time I got in. It may not be that easy now in 2022 in the current market. There are inflated prices now. But usually a decent setup with a box truck right now costs between 60 to 80K. And with Hotshot, the truck and trailer will probably be around the same range. Another way that they differ are the rates. So rates with box trucks are heavily influenced by dry vans. Rates with Hotshots on an open deck are usually influenced by flatbed. So they're two different lanes and markets, and you can't look at them. You can't look at them the same. If you guys look we're just gonna look at the year. I know weekly is pretty bad too, but spot load rates. These are negatives and positives about both. Now you got to realize LTL freight doesn't necessarily have lanes that are designed to be calculated. So we do a lot of expedited freight with Hotshot. It's more of like project type work. So you'll see with box trucks, you have a lot of, like I said, a lot of ways to make money with local deliveries with stuff like Amazon and stuff. But with Hotshot or really anything on a open deck is more so project based. So if they're not doing a lot of projects around a certain area, you're not going to get a lot of local freight. Maybe lot of local pickups, but not necessarily like dedicated lanes where every day this freight is going to the same place. So we're gonna look at the van spot rates. Pay attention to that number. Is up 8%. Flatbed spot rates are up 16% from April last year to April this year. And then reefer is not necessarily important. And if you want to look at something like right here, the fuel prices with all of that have went up 63%, almost 64%. So rates haven't went up too high to really calculate for, what we're losing in fuel right now. But that's a whole nother discussion, maybe another video. And then we're going to go to, my bad guys. Like I said, if you guys need access to this load board where you can learn more of this information daily or monthly, check out the link in the description, man. It don't cost you nothing. Like I said, now we got DAT with the van rates. So you can see around the country, this isn't the best time for vans, but that's going to heavily decide the rates for box trucks. It's not like box trucks. So if you were a box truck and you needed $225 to $250 a mile to operate, honestly, you got to kind of think to yourself, if the average of, let's say what we're looking at right now is about $275 a mile, why would you get $225 a mile? It has to be very expedited, very hot, meaning they need it now, is why you would get that type of rate for it right now. But if you look at the flatbed side, and I know, like I said, this isn't necessarily the season for dry van. It's more so for the flatbed due to it being more projects in the spring and summer. We got a lot of AC units that we're putting out due to the summer coming up. And a lot of racks is what I've noticed lately. And I'm just starting to catch on to more trends more often. And the flatbed rates, as you can see, is much higher. And I live in the Southeast. So when comparing, we got almost like at least from van to flatbed, got almost $1 difference in the rate. Now that isn't my clear cut advantage, but let's just say if we went just off of the principle that a box truck at 26 feet is half the size of a dry van, what if they negotiated their rates to that? So in the Southeast, let's just round it up to 280. You'll be looking at $1.40 loaded is what brokers are potentially trying to pay right now. And it's not BS. It's what's actually being shown on the load board these days. And same thing for flatbed and Hotshot. Like I said, I don't move for anything less than 210 to 220 a mile loaded, let alone without the deadhead. But usually I try not to deadhead no more than 100 miles. So yeah, that was just my little spill with the trend lines and showing that the open deck lane is still, I wouldn't say pretty profitable, but we drain less fuel than the dry van. So we're going to get over into that. Let's get into the cost of operations for a box truck and a Hotshot. And I'm going to let you guys make the decision. I'm not making it for you. I'm just giving you guys analytical, statistical data instead of what I think. What I think. It's not about what I think. It's about what you guys think. I'm just giving you guys information to show you. Now, are there box trucks out there making these type of rates? Maybe no. Unless they got contracted work through Amazon and they work really hard. Maybe they do multiple partials. That's given, but I mean, come on, you got some guys who I'm not gonna get into that. Like I said, just do your own research when getting out here. You don't have to just watch my channel. Go watch some other people. They may say they make $3 a mile on average. Good for them. They're making more than the average dry van in the industry. Think about it. Believe it or not, the standard across the board for non-CDL Hotshot and non-CDL box truck a year or two ago was trying to at least get $2 a mile to run. That standard has changed a little bit. And I'm going to go over deep into detail the numbers and why I believe a Hotshot is more profitable now due to fuel, due to things you can do to cut out costs. Another difference is that box trucks do a lot of no-touch freight. Not all of them. You can have touch freight with box trucks. But as far as Hotshot, every day, no matter what the circumstances are, you're outside throwing straps, chaining down loads, tarping loads. You'll have to do way more hands-on work for the most part with Hotshot. So yes, it is more physically taxing than box truck, but it doesn't make it a whole lot harder, if that makes sense. With securement, it's also a difference. So with securement of cargo in a box truck, usually you'll be using 2-inch ratchet straps, load bars, and maybe blankets. You know, blankets to secure and protect the freight. With Hotshot, you're using 2-inch or 4-inch ratchet straps or winch straps. You're using 5/16 chains to 3/8 chains and binders. And you're also using 4-foot drop tarps to 8-foot drop tarps. So like I said, with those 4-foot to 8-foot drop tarps, we're talking about equipment that can weigh anywhere from 75 pounds to almost 200 pounds, depending on how long the tarps are. So you're not going to be out there playing around. You're going to be out there working when you're on a Hotshot. So that could lead into, like I said, some of the major differences is that box truck, you have the luxury of maybe getting loaded inside or in your box. In Hotshot, no matter it's rain, sleet, snow or hail, you gotta be out there and working on that, securing that freight. Okay, box trucks have diversity in the fact that you can use them for local deliveries. You can use them to run regionally, and they're not meant to go over the road, but neither is the dually. So they do have more, I will say this, with box trucks, you have better chances at getting local delivery jobs than Hotshot. That's just what I'm familiar with. But one thing that I do like about Hotshot is that it's diverse. So you can have a 3-car hauler and still be a non-CDL Hotshot. You can have a 40-foot trailer and still be a non-CDL Hotshot. So you have more diversity as far as you could get a 40-foot trailer, run general freight, and as long as you got mega ramps, you could haul 2 cars locally. So there are a lot of benefits that go with both when it comes to having local deliveries. And what I know, I just feel like box truck has maybe more potential revenue streams as far as when it comes to Amazon. So I'm not knocking box trucks at all. My main difference is what I'm going to get into next is cost of operations. So we're going to go over a scenario where both trucks gross $20,000 a piece running at $2 a mile. So I gave them an even playing field when it came to how much money they made, and they both drove 10,000 miles. So keep that in mind. $20,000 gross on 10,000 miles. They both got $2 a mile. I'm also going to give them the same basic expenses. Basic expenses as far as insurance and truck notes. And for the average fuel that they're, consuming right now, we're going to say that they're consuming at $6 a gallon. So around the nation right now, you got it as high as $7 to $8 in the West Coast and Cali. You got it from $6.50 to $7 in the Northeast, and we're probably around $5.50 to $6 in the Southeast. So we're just going to average it out at $6 a gallon. So the differences right here are what we're going to go over. So they both gross $20,000. They both have general expenses of $1,500 for insurance and truck notes. So we're going to call that general expenses. $3,000 for both of them. Now, to be fair, to be honest, on the Hotshot side, I spent less money for my insurance down payment and my monthly payment if it was just me riding a box truck. I mean, a Hotshot versus a box truck. So I would have spent about $300-400 more running a box truck setup, but we're going to completely ignore that. And the truck and trailer was newer. Okay, just gonna keep that in mind. Same thing as far as, let's see. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get started into it. So you still gotta factor the lower, so that's the same for both. Check out RTS. They can get you paid same day or next day at a rate of 2.75% if you sign up saying you use Entre mic. So we got factoring at $5.50 for both. Then fuel. Fuel is where it gets interesting. So we have 8.5 miles per gallon for box trucks. That's what the average that I had while running loaded. And that's, that's pretty basic. Anywhere from 8.5. Some will argue 10, but we're doing averages, y'all. We're doing averages. And for Hotshot on the side, and I'm gonna be real, last week I drove at 14 miles a gallon all week. But, I'm on 7K axles. I got a pretty light setup. We're gonna talk about the average for me. And these are the both averages from me. So if you guys have content that contest it, go ahead, show me that I'm wrong. Show me that your box trucks get 12 miles per gallon. Pretty sure nobody's claiming that, but just show me. And of course, with the miles per gallon, you gotta take in consideration, with a Hotshot setup, you're lower to the ground and it's you have an open deck basically. So with flatbeds in general, they get better fuel mileage than dry vans and reefer. Now, it does depend on the freight that you're hauling. I've hauled things that were over 10 feet high. But for the most part, most of my loads are under 4 feet high, and palletized just like box trucks. But box trucks, it doesn't matter really how tall the freight is. It matters how heavy it is, because box trucks, most clearances are from 12.6 to 13.6, averaging at, 13.1 for a 96-inch clearance at the door. You're going to get a lot of wind drag no matter what. So you can have 100 pounds on there and still probably get, maybe 9 to 10 miles per gallon, maybe 11. I'll give you that. You're going to get 8.5 miles per gallon, basically. So averaging out 8.5 miles per gallon, you're going to spend 1,176 gallons with fuel with the box truck. How did I get 1,176 gallons? You take 10,000 miles and you divide it by the miles per gallon. That's going to give you how many gallons you drain. For the Hotshot side, I got 800 gallons, meaning I took 10,000 miles and divided it by 12.5 miles per gallon. Then you're going to get how much fuel did you spend from that. You take how many gallons that you actually used, multiply it times the average fuel price, which we got $6 a gallon, and you got $7,050. $7,050. We'll just say $7,000 on fuel for the box truck and $4,800 in box truck. And if you divide this 7,000 into the 10,000 miles, you get that you're going to spend about 70 cents a mile just on fuel. And for a Hotshot, you're going to spend right under 50 cents a mile on fuel. So that already is a pretty big difference. Now hotels. Hotels, we got to be honest. Most people are not sleeping in their box trucks. And if you can get a local delivery job, all of this changes. But when you're going regional over the road, 9 times out of 10, what I did, so I'm using personal experience, I stayed in a hotel at least every other day. So we're going to say hotels average out at about $150 after taxes for a decent hotel to stay in. So we're going to say 3 days out the week at $500 a week. That brings you out at $2,000 a month. For Hotshot, I have a bed in the back seat. I don't have to sleep in a hotel. So I don't spend any money on hotels at all. In maintenance, $1,000 for both of them. So when we add them all up, all of the expenses with the general expenses, factoring, fuel, hotels, and maintenance, we get $13,600 in expenses after riding 10,000 miles in a box truck. That's over $1. It's like $1.30 cost of operation, $1.36 cost of operations before profit, before actually making any money. And then on the Hotshot side, we have a total of $9,350. So that brings if you would do a cost per mile off of these 10,000 miles of 93, almost 94 cents a mile. You can round it up to about $1 a mile before you see any profit. So what's the main difference? The net for the box truck side in today's economy with high fuel and an average We got an average. So if you have a paid off truck, this is different. If you don't stay in hotels, this is different. I'm going off of what average people do. They go out and they finance a truck or renting. This number would be completely different, but we're going to do a completely different video for that. So stay tuned. But yeah, these are all general numbers. If, like I said, there is a content creator who disagrees with what I'm saying, please just make a rebuttal video and go over what I did and show me your differences. And I respect it. Just shout out this video. Let people have an open mind and open discussion on what they want to choose. This is their life, their career. I'm just giving people the differences in what I experienced. So with $20,000 gross, you're going to spend about $13,600 in expenses, bringing you a net of $6,400 in a box truck after grossing 20. On the Hotshot side, you take about $10,650, and that's about what I took home last month. So this isn't BS. Go to the video, 2 videos before this, me breaking down $20,000 worth of revenue with proof and showing real life numbers. So that's a difference in $4,250. The big differences are fuel at $2,250 a month, and hotels at an average of about $2,000 to what could be $3,000 a month in expenses. But like I said, these are all variables to keep you comfortable. Like I said, I'm pretty comfortable sleeping in the back of a truck, but a lot of people wouldn't be comfortable sleeping in a day cab. I'm just being real. But yeah, I enjoyed making this video. If you guys want more details on the Hotshot side, you guys can book a consultation with me at entremike.com or just email, DM me on IG, $100 for an hour, and we can go over more stuff into detail about which one is better, how to get your equipment on both sides and stuff of that nature. I just want to help you guys make a better decision. I'm not saying box trucks are the worst. So all the box truck gurus, don't be mad at me for making this video. It's just factual information, and if you disagree with it, I just hope you guys make a video contesting it. Contest it. Tell me why box trucks are a better investment than Hotshot. Or it ain't even for me, it's for the people. So if you want to help people, let them learn, educate them, and let them learn why box trucks are better than Hotshot. Because on my side, looking at the industry right now, anything with dry van related stuff sucks. Anything on the open deck is good. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Peace.